So this is just to orient you where we're at in the middle of the country, not Idaho, not Ohio, but Iowa, and Storm Lake is in the northwest part of the state. Here's our small part of our very beautiful campus, which is situated on Storm Lake. So the lake and the town have the same name. I'm going to talk to you about digital preservation from a more basic level by using Preservica Starter. I had learned about Preservica years ago, but couldn't afford the price point. But in late 2020, I saw something about Preservica Starter on a listserv. So I signed up for training and loved what I saw because it allows small institutions like mine an entry point that is, well, actually free. You get free 5 gigabytes. And those are your gigabytes forever. And I played around with that starter instance and talked to my director and showed her the few things I had put into our instance. And she was really excited when I told her, I think that we could use Starter as an institutional repository, which is something she had been wanting forever. And she said, let's go talk to the dean. The dean, who happens to be a historian, was also very excited about the possibility of digital preservation. So then we have been talking to other people on campus, and also we have been able to squeeze some money out of my budget to go to the first paid level of Starter, which is called Starter Plus. So that's all been going great. Underneath all of that, I've been having these conversations with IT. Back when I was starting to digitize some things, and I was having questions about digital preservation. They said, well, we'll just put your digitized stuff into AWS. They were putting things there as well. I didn't understand what AWS could do for me, so I asked them questions like, do you get a manifest when you send them things? Are they generating checksums? How often are they generating checksums? These questions were never really answered. They were more like, why do you care about that? And as time went on, they decided to pull things out of AWS and put them into SharePoint. And so SharePoint has become sort of the go-to storage place. And so over time, I've realized that what they're focusing on is storage, and my needs are vastly different than just simple storage. So how to get my needs communicated to them has been a struggle because I've had trouble organizing my thoughts into some sort of coherent presentation. And so I was talking to David Portman about these challenges, and he very kindly put this graphic together for me, which you can also get access to. And it was a game changer for me. Not that IT really has anything to do with what is happening with digital preservation, but they finally understand why I'm asking the questions I am and why it's important to me. So I could go point by point and just say, does SharePoint ensure that my files will always be read, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that has been a very productive conversation and has help them understand where I'm coming from. So my keys to success were to find an initial foothold by talking to my library director and telling her how Preservica could function for her needs, and then to find the advocate in our dean who suggested lots of cards, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. And then, of course, being able to talk to IT and show them the difference between what Preservica can do for me versus SharePoint. And then to keep building. So every opportunity that I've had to talk about Preservica Starter, I have said yes to on campus and with other Preservica users or people who may become Preservica Starter users. So if you're not very familiar with Starter and how it's set up, this is a screenshot of my public portal. And having the public portal is also a huge game changer, because if I were just talking to stakeholders about the need of digital preservation, I think I would find a sea of yawns. But showing them what can actually happen with digital and digitized material seems to have been a game changer on our campus. So lots of cards means all these little boxes here. A lot of them are actual dummy cards because there's nothing to put in them yet. But at my dean's suggestion, she said, make cards for this and this and this. And it's sort of like, picture your content here, which from my perspective seemed not that interesting. But it's great to have her perspective, because stakeholders have really responded to these empty cards. Yes, we'd love to put our stuff here. Yes, we'd love to know where things are, because as with most institutions, knowing where things are and being able to access them is always the challenge, right? So I will now just quickly jump to my instance of Starter just to show you very quickly. So this is the Explorer part of Starter, and these are the cards, and of course they translate differently in the public portal. And then here is the dashboard. So at the first paid level, you get 250 gigabytes of storage, and you can see I barely have any content in here. But what's really great for me is how automated the digital preservation process is, because I also have library duties and I can't spend all my 40 hours in the archives. And also our archives was started in 2013, and our institution is 130 years old, and so there's a lot to deal with in paper and film based materials. But that didn't mean that I shouldn't worry about digital material as well. So when I ingest our strategic plan, the original format is a docx, but automatically Preservica Starter puts it into an open document format for me and creates the checksums and makes my access and preservation copy, and checks the checksums and takes care of any checksums that fail in the future. And if ODT becomes a thing of the past, it will automatically migrate to the newer format. And that's worth so much to me when I have so little time. And again, here's my my public portal. So we've been able to customize it and have a shot of our campus here. And again, all these cards are here. I can't say enough about how great Preservica Starter has been to generate interest and to heighten the awareness of the archives as not just a place for paper and film storage, but for our digital heritage as well. And I will stop with that.